Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jack Lane. Welcome back to a brand new video here at the channel. Today we're talking about James Bond 26. As directing rumours addressed by All Quiet on the Western Front director. So this is one of the directors, Andrew Berger, who has been Edward Berger, not Andrew, sorry. Edward Berger, who has been approached supposedly for Bond, and this is what he has to say. James Bond 26 directing rumours got debunked by Edward Berger, who is best known for All Quiet on the Western Front 2022. After making his debut as the character in Casino Royale in 2006, Daniel Craig bid farewell to his role of 007 with Kerry Joe Fukanagi's No Time to Die in 2021. Since the release of the film, few updates have emerged regarding the future of the franchise, though Bond 26 is confirmed to arrive at some point in the future. I'm expecting 2027. In a recent interview with Deadline to promote his new thriller, Conclave, Berger is asked about rumours that he's the top choice to direct Bond 26. The filmmaker shuts down these rumours, however, definitely confirming that they are not true. Read his comment below. That's an absolute rumour. There's no truth to it whatsoever. I'd be very grateful if you put out that fire. After the interview, it brings up Sam Mendes' Skyfall Spectre and the similarities between his directing style and Berger's. Berger further explained in his answer, expressing his faith in franchise producer Barbara Broccoli's vision for the character. He's a great filmmaker, but Barbara Broccoli is a wonderful producer. She will know what to do at the right time. It's her family legacy. It's her job to protect this, and whatever choice she's going to make is going to be the right choice for the legacy of that genre. What Berger's update means for Bond 26. Very little is officially known about the follow-up to No Time to Die. With Craig's Bond having died during No Time to Die ending, the slate has now been wiped clean for the future of the franchise. The character, one of the biggest questions about the next installment, is of course who will play the iconic British super spy. Aaron Taylor-Johnson has long been rumoured and reported to be a frontrunner, but until an official announcement is made, nobody has been cast. It was leaked about 3 months ago, beginning of the summer, that Aaron Taylor-Johnson was going to be Bond, and it literally was swept under the carpet so quickly, and I think that kind of ruined his chances there, because it got out somehow. I think they were really considering him, but when you had articles coming out that were like Aaron Taylor-Johnson to be Bond, that whether they were true or not, it still went out there. And I don't mind Aaron Taylor-Johnson as Bond, I just want to point that out. But I do think it somewhat hurt him. 126 confirmation. So there was an article, trying to think when it was. It's by LBC. But someone had said something and it was taken out of context, I believe, and I'm like, right, okay. But I do think it hurts your chances if people go put articles on going, you're the next Bond, because they like it to be a secret. Bond is the most secretive thing ever. Like, the James Bond franchise is a literal spy franchise. You cannot know a single detail until you see it in cinema, which is good, but you know, with films being leaked these days, it's good that they don't have that. But even like the casting, it's they announce it, and if it gets out, you're gonna probably lose the role. Daniel Craig had to keep it a secret from everyone that he got cast as Bond. He even went to a cocktail bar, had vodka martinis, just to get ready for Bond and stuff. And he signed a napkin for the bartender, because the bartender's like, you seem like you've had really good news. He went, I have. The bartender went, what is it, if you don't mind me asking? He went, I'd love to tell you, but I can't. He said, give me a pen. And he signed this cocktail napkin and he gave it to the guy. And the guy must have thought a bit weird. But yeah, James, when he was announced as Bond, he couldn't tell anyone. So he literally went and bought some vodka martini and mixers and stuff, and started doing vodka martinis and stuff. Then the article goes on to say, to go back to the article here, our take on Berger's Bond 26 update, why no 007 updates have emerged yet. All Quiet on the Western Front director announced Berger as a major talent to watch, and his most recent film, Conclave, is, as of writing, sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Still haven't seen that film, Conclave, or even Western Front, I don't think, All Quiet on the Western Front. Want to check it out. These two films make him a strong candidate to direct Bond 26, and he presumably would have been able to start the next iteration of the character off with a bang. Following up the Craig beloved 007 run is no easy task, and Broccoli is evidently taking her time to make sure they get it right. It's now been 3 years since No Time to Die, and very little information has been revealed about what's coming next. If the franchise hasn't yet picked or isn't ready to announce the new 007, revealing who the director of Bond 26 is would be a great way to build hype for what is to come. So let me put it this way, and this is, not news because it's been announced. It was announced ages ago. Edward Berger is doing Bourne. He's doing a new Bourne film. So he's signed on to that. He will not be doing a James Bond film until he's done that Bourne film. Because Bourne, Universal had him first. Universal want that film done. He's currently writing the script, apparently. So Conclave is his most recent film. Then it should be Bourne. They're not going to wait another 3-4 years. And they shouldn't. Universal shouldn't have to wait 3-4 years for Bourne. And I don't think Edward Berger is going to be stupid enough to turn down Bourne. Because although Bourne is a franchise that has had 5 films so far, there's a potential it's being rebooted, right? Now, Bond directors, most of the time, they do 1 or 2, then they leave. If he can get a new actor, if Matt Damon refuses, because now I don't want to return, not really interested in it now. If they get a new Jason Bourne come in, and he has enough stories from the books, because the books were never actually covered in the films, because it was a completely different. The first one was, but Supremacy and Ultimatum, that's not what happened in the books. So, if you look at it from that way, look at that perspective of where could Edward Berger's career go? He does Bond, huge star-studded career. Already the guy has. He's going to do Bond. Maybe he gets 2 films out of it. And then he goes on to create other films after that. If he does Bourne, he can create his other films. And he can create a trilogy. 4, 5, 6, however many films they can do. With a new, fresh face. And I just think it's more appealing to have a potential trilogy if it's a reboot than 2 films. And remember, directing Bond is no easy task. Being Bond is no easy task. Craig got a lot of hate for it when he was announced. I'm expecting whoever is the next Bond will get the same amount of hate. Not that I agree with it. I'm just expecting it to be that way. A bit like how David Cornsweet, when he was announced as Superman, load of hate. So I look at this and I think of 3 things. I think, okay, yeah, Bond 26. Okay, him directing it. I'd love him to direct it. I have heard nothing but good things about his movies, right? All Quiet on the Western Front and Conclave being 100% Rotten Tomatoes is unheard of. It's unheard of these days. To have a 100% film on Rotten Tomatoes, round of applause. So I look at this and I think, yeah, would he directing Bond be a great opportunity? But it could also be a career ender. It could also be the end of his career. You may be thinking, well, how? You mess it up. You mess it up. And Craig's shoes is going to take a lot for an actor to fill. Honestly, I think the safest bet for Barbara Broccoli and all that, MGM and Amazon's just to do, hire a new Bond and let Martin Campbell do it. Give it to Martin Campbell. Give him the first film. Get the new Bond off on a good track. Then come back to Berger a bit later. Because Berger can always do 2, 3, or 4, 5. Because bear in mind, this Bond, they want him for 15 years. Right? So let's say the first Bond film releases in 2027. They want him for 15 years. You're like 2042 by the time he's done. So, and if you're doing 2 films a year, a film every 2 years, that's about, I mean, it's not going to be 10 films, is it? No, sorry, it's not 10 films, sorry. 15 years, it's about 7 films, right? Which, Bond has always been 5 films with a 2 more film option. Daniel Craig did 16 years as Bond with 5 films. He did, of course, 2006, 2008. He had a break because the writer's strike really messed around with Quantum of Solace. And then Skyfall was like, okay, we need to do another one after Skyfall for the 50th. That was 2012. And then 2016, another one came out. So there was a 4-year gap. And then this No Time to Die was a 5-year gap. Originally supposed to be a 4-year gap, a 3-year gap, ended up being a 5-year gap. Because originally, No Time to Die, believe it or not, was supposed to release in November. So November 19th of 2019, it was supposed to release. Then it got pushed to April of 2020. Then it got delayed to the end of 2020. Then it was around mid-2021. And it ended up coming out at the end of 2021. If I can remember correctly, I might have got the 2021 thing wrong, but I know it released at the end of 2021. I know it had 2 release dates for 2020, and I definitely know it was supposed to release in 2019. And the reason it didn't release in 2019 was because the film wouldn't have been finished because Daniel Craig had to take some time off, for whatever reason. And I don't know the reasons. I'm not going to guess it, but yeah. That's what I know. That's what I've sort of got from the information of his films. And the 2 films a year, they're going to want to do 2 a year. No, they're going to want to do a film every 2 years. So they're going to want to go back to that Bond style one every 2 years. My guess would probably be, if Bourne is reinvented yet again, Bourne is rebooted, you're going to have a Bourne film, a Bond, Bourne, Bond. And it's going to go in that pattern for a little while. Mission Impossible. We know there's another Mission Impossible coming out, I believe, next year. Mission Impossible 8, no longer Dead Reckoning Part 2. But we know there's going to be Mission Impossible 9. There's not going to be, is there? The budget was too much. And all these spy films that are coming out at the moment. Argyle, probably going to get a second film. So you're going to have all these films, all these spy films coming out in the next 5 to 6 years. The spy genre is going to be lucrative. It's going to be money-making. And it wouldn't surprise me if Disney invests into some of their own spy genres. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. Who knows? Maybe they'll buy Universal and take on Bourne. But yeah. So with that being said, I'll leave you all with that thought. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about Bond 26. Like, I don't mind who the next director is, as long as they're good. As long as they are good, I don't care. But yeah. So with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. As always, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and stay cinematic. See you later.